Today we celebrate strength, not the loud kind alone, but the quiet resilience that rises every morning and refuses to give up. Today we celebrate courage, the courage of women who dared to speak when the world expected silence.
Today we celebrate the dreamers, the girls who looked at ceilings and choose to see the sky instead. Today we celebrate the builders, women shaping homes, communities, industries and nations with hands steady and hearts determined.
Because the story of progress has always carried the voices of women. Women who lead, women who nurture, women who challenge the limits placed before them, from classrooms to courtrooms.
From markets to media houses, from the smallest villages to the largest global stages, women continue to rise. They rise with vision, they rise with purpose, they rise with power.
And today, on International Women's Day 2026, we celebrate the women who came before us, the women changing the world today, and the girls who will lead tomorrow.
And because women rise, communities rise, nations rise, and the world rises.
Happy International Women's Day and welcome to Jasiri, your fresh start to the week right here on News Central. Now, it's a brand new Monday filled with conversations that inform, inspire, and keep you connected to what matters. And today's show is a special one as we join the rest of the world to celebrate International Women's Day 2026. A day dedicated to recognizing the achievements, resilience, and impact of women across every sector of society.
Indeed, from boardrooms to classrooms, from community leaders to young girls with big dreams, women continue to break barriers, challenge stereotypes, and reshape the narrative of leadership, opportunity, and equality.
And so today, we're not just talking about women, we're celebrating them. Across Nigeria, women are breaking barriers, leading change and inspiring generations. Nigerian women have proven that courage, creativity, and resilience know no limits. And because it's International Women's Day, we thought, well, not we, I thought, what better way to kick off our celebration than with a Trailblazers quiz. But before we get into that, we're going to take a very, very quick timeout. When we come back, the show will continue. All right, so I promised you a Trailblazers quiz. I didn't prep the ladies. I have all the answers. So it's 10 questions, 10 chances to honor Nigerian women who have shaped our nation and our world. Do you know Nigerian trailblazers? Do you think? I see some people already sipping tea. Or maybe you'll learn about some amazing women you didn't know about before today, or you didn't know exactly what they're known for. Why is it hot, Catherine?
You have told us that we're going to school.
No, I'm not telling you guys.
And my phone is not here.
Get ready to celebrate, reflect, and be inspired. So let's see who knows the Nigerian women powerhouses. Ladies, I'm not going to say ready. I'm saying ready or not because we're starting.
We don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. Are we ready? Yes. Question number 1. Which Nigerian woman became the first female vice chancellor of a federal university in Nigeria? A. Grace Alele Williams, B. Dora Akunyili, C. Funke Okpeke, and D. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Catherine.
Grace Alele Williams.
I knew that one.
And there she is, the first female vice chancellor of a federal university. That's coming in. All right, let's move to question number 2. This one is harder. Who founded the Nigerian Women's Trust Fund to promote female political participation? I should have asked for a timer, like thinking cap. Okay, Aisha Yesufu, Obiegele Ezekwesili, Folorunsho Alakija, or Funke Bucknor Obruth?
No.
No.
It's
No, Ezekwesili.
Yes.
Is that what you sure that's
yes.
what
Yeah, Ezekwesili.
Who did you say?
Ezekwesili.
All right,
Yeah,
let's go to number 3. Who is Nigeria's first female pilot? 1. Chinyere Kalu, 2. Adesuwa Okumbo, C. Kemi Adetiba, or D. Funke Akindele?
But let's hear one and two.
Here again.
Chinyere Kalu or Adesuwa Okumbo?
Chinyere Kalu.
Yeah, Chinyere Kalu.
Nigeria's first female pilot. Number 4. Which Nigerian woman is famously called the mother of the nation for her activism in women's rights? Funmilayo Ransom Kuti, Aisha Buhari, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, or Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie? Catherine.
Funmilayo Ransom.
Yes!
Funmilayo
if you don't know that one, that was in our school books.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we see the lineage
Yes.
that Funmilayo Ransom Kuti has left for us. Okay, number 5. Who wrote the global bestseller, We Should All Be Feminists? Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Malala Yousafzai, who's not Nigerian, I don't know why she's there. Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey. But
Chimamanda.
Go ahead.
Chimamanda and Adichie.
You raised your
Adichie. Yes.
The
pilot was one.
Okay.
Yes,
is it competition?
It's not.
All right, number 6. We're almost there. We only have 10. I hope you guys are learning something as well. Who was Nigeria's first female minister of finance? Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Desiani Alison Madueke, Aisha Al-Hassan, or Mary Odili? Yes.
Desiani, have you?
No, Jasiri was petroleum.
That was
Petroleum.
Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Yeah,
Absolutely. All right, number 7.
Yeah.
Who was the first female governor in Nigeria? Are you guys going to get this? Ibuku Amosun. You were throwing in some things. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Dame Virginia Etiaba, or Amina J. Muhammad?
Etiaba.
Well done.
Etiaba.
Well done. You went to school, the first female governor of Nigeria. Number 8. Who is Nigeria's richest woman and a prominent business leader in oil and fashion?
I like it,
No, call her full name.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Call the full name now.
Exactly.
Wait
for the options. Wait for the options.
There we go. All right, number 9. Number 10 is going to stump everybody. Number 9. Which Nigerian woman pioneered the bridal makeup and beauty industry in Nigeria?
Can you just wait till we hear options?
Sorry. I'm so enthusiastic.
Which Nigerian woman pioneered the bridal makeup and beauty industry in the country? I need a full name now.
Yeah, but you have options.
The
We're waiting
options.
for
I thought they were
Duro
embedded.
Toye. I thought you were saying Tara
Benny.
Duro Toye.
Mo Abudu, Funke Buckner Obrith, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, or Tara Fela Duro Toye?
Tara Fela Duro Toye.
And the final question, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Who was Nigeria's first female vice president? Stella Odua, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Mary Odili, or D? None of the above.
No.
Call it again, please.
You raised your hand before
Who
you
was
answer.
Nigeria's first female vice president? A. Stella Odua. B. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
No.
C. Mary Odili, or
Raise your
D?
hand.
None of the
None
above.
of the above.
Catherine,
She's
raise your
so
hand.
mean.
None of the above. I said none of the above.
I said yes.
You're doing like somebody
None
who's
of the
cheating
above.
themselves.
In 2026, Nigeria is yet to have the first female vice president.
Yeah.
We're also yet to have the first really actually elected governor, because remember there were circumstances that brought Dame
Virginia
to be governor.
Yeah.
We are a country that prides itself on giving women deputy governorship and telling them that is how high they can go. And so it was important for us to ask that question, because Nigeria has never had. What do you think about that, ladies?
I think we have a lot of work to do. While it's nice to recognize that these women contributed to, some, as in phenomenally, in the country's growth, and it's nice. I have a sense of fulfillment. She did that. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, there's Obieze Kwesili, there's
Dora Akuyili of blessed memory.
Continue to represent.
Yes.
So I think we should just keep doing. It should give us what do you call it? Ambition and give us the staying power that we need to continue on this path.
I believe that the foundation is being laid on a daily basis by prominent women who have, gone over and above to be able to hit the ceiling and break through it so that we can see the rays of light. I think the younger generation of women should feel very happy that the ground is not as hard as it was, because a lot of women have gone ahead of them to make the ground fallow. They've actually cultivated. Now they just need to water. And, because even most of the seeds are planted. We are just waiting for them to germinate and become what they need to become. So our younger women I think that you guys should just run as fast as you can, aim as high as you can, and just keep pushing, because women have gone ahead of you to do the hard work. So I think that now we want to sit down and consolidate on some of the work that some of them have done in the past.
I feel like, you know, hearing the names and number of women who have actually done so much for the country and even beyond, it actually excites me. And just like Tolu said, a lot of them are continually doing this. I think it'll be nice. So I'm really excited to see the first Nigerian president being female.
Oh, dear, Dressy Vice.
No, not Vice. No.
Stay in Vice.
We're talking about breaking the glass ceiling. And,
well, maybe we're just going to go past that and just... But let them even give us like 7 governors in the next election.
I think because...
In 2077. That would be something.
Because even give us the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the House of Assembly.
Give us Lagos, they took out.
Exactly. Look at the situation that happened in Lagos. And let's not forget, there are, I think, what, 7 or 8 states in this Nigeria that do not have a single female House of Assembly member. So I understand, what do they say? Aim for the moon and follow the stars or something like that.
Because you've had other African countries, who have, you know, given us like a female president. You have Sirleaf, you know, and they did so well, and so many of them who are still in office are doing so well globally. Those who are in power and are female. So I think Nigeria should be open to that idea. I know so many of them are not, and so many of them have, God forbade it, but then it will happen. It will happen.
All right. There's so much we can say about women and the things that we want to still do. International Women's Day is a time to celebrate women's achievements, but it's also a moment to reflect on the work still ahead. From leadership roles to everyday acts of resilience, women continue to shape our communities and our nation in profound ways. But what do everyday Nigerians really think about the role of women today? Who inspires them? And what changes do they hope to see for the next generation of girls? Anyway, we'll find out some of these things after the break.
While many people have celebrated women this weekend with posts, pictures, captions, and so much more, International Women's Day is more than just a celebratory day. It's one that asks us to reflect on how far we've really come in the fight for equality and opportunity. So, behind the headlines and the fancy speeches, what do we as everyday Nigerians really think about the role of women today? We hit the streets to hear it straight from the people. Here's what they had to say on Jasiri on the streets.
The woman I would say has inspired me the most, though she's not in my life, but in a distance, is Vicky James. As a fashion designer, she's someone I really look up to because her consistency, the way she does her thing, her creativity is something to write home about.
My mom and my sister have been the biggest inspiration in my life. Apart from just being women, they are strong people. They're people that have shaped my mindset to being who I am today.
She's a very resilient woman. She's hardworking. She can be very dynamic. She can switch from one action to another action. And aside from the fact that she's a lawyer and a law student.
Chiamanda Aditwe, she's a famous writer. Then my mom, obviously, because that woman, she's like a man. So they've inspired me to be great in life.
Every woman should hold a leadership position because we can think differently from the male, and we can hold position firmly, and we can perform more than what the men can do, because they say for what every man can do, woman can do better. And in fact, I'm holding several leadership positions, and I've performed excellently well in so many positions.
Women are very powerful people. We are very willful. We are very determined people. So when we come into a post and we know what we're there for, we will definitely make change. Women are there are people that make changes wherever they are.
Some people want to give women some roles in society, in some certain professions, because they think this particular role, that particular role, is more suitable for men.
Some women feel that because of so many things, they say that you are a lady, you have to step back, you can't take this position. Why don't you take the challenge and see how well you can perform? Don't look at what people are saying. Look at your capacity, what you can do, what you can build.
One major thing I'm going to change is in the aspect of women not having the voice. And whenever a woman talks, they tag as a feminist. Oh, this one is a feminist, she's this, she's that. But we want to have that value. We want to be known as intellect.
The narrative, if that narrative can change, like when women also do things that even some men have not done, that narrative is automatically going to change. Not we telling people to change the narrative anymore.
Let's give shout out to all the women in my life, from everyone, friends, mother, sisters.
Shout out to my mom, Adekule Shakira Abidemi Aweni, and shout out to my sister, Okuberejo Kemi Abidat.
Mrs. Salau, Miss Oluwa Kinto Salau, which is my sister, my mom.
Firstly, I'll give a shout out to my mommy. Yeah, Pastor Mrs. Ashimi. I'll give a shout out to my elder sister, Mrs. Aujola, and I'll give a shout out to myself. I'm a woman in my life too.
Then I have a lot of female friends that these guys actually, you know, that are wonderful people, to be honest. Even that they have been there for me more than my male friends. Sorry, yes, they've been there for me more than my male friends. So, yes, I'm a feminist.
My mom, to my aunts, to every lady that I know there, I say, keep the good work going and happy International Women's Day.
Right, it's say now.
Just come to us.
Come to us. Who say now come to us?
Thank you. Well, this International Women's Day, right? I think you actually.
Why are we going for it? Are we not going to talk about the young
Yeah, we're
people?
going to talk. That's what I want to do. You know, I was trying to.
Because
I
called you a name.
I just saw you.
Yeah.
All right, it was actually sweet to, you know, watch, especially the men, or should I say the young adults, that's the male young adults.
Land, please tell Lolo to say exactly what she said.
She will. Okay, it's nice to hear them, you know, call themselves feminists, you know, say they're proud of their sisters, their mothers, you know, and all that. It's really cute. And while we were actually off air, Lolo was talking about how, you know, something happened to her son.
How her son is blessed with feminine energy.
I say most of the time when you see young men talk about how much they love their mom and their sisters, it has everything to do with food. Most of the time, if you check the bottom of it, you see that food is, I'm not saying other things are not there, but we feed the men and we feed these young men. So they kind of attach love to food, actually.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I think my sons, when I cook, they feel so much love towards me. You would hear the way they would celebrate me and talk about me.
There's a man behind Tolu who has actually agreed to this.
Yeah,
he's agreed
like my son, that, you know, I was talking to him, I said
ran away now.
that he has one of his female friends that when she cooks, she'll give him, because he knows that he's new in school and, you know, nobody to cook for him. So he'll bring food stuff. I said, okay. So now
he gives food stuff.
Yes, I now told him that if somebody is blessing you in that way, you take your food stuffs to her so that she cooks bigger for all of you to be able to eat. So at least you are furnishing some kind of consideration.
Let me just say, as a young man that he is, he should just also be careful. Many men have gotten married for the sake of their stomachs.
For their stomachs,
and that's the wrong choice, because being able to cook is not
a life skill.
It is not a character quality. It's just a life skill.
Yes,
so don't follow your stomach into the arms of the wrong woman.
You have to pray for Allah. You have to pray for him.
Tell a young man to know the caution.
Honestly, because my son and kitchen, there was a time he would tell you, like, you say, Mommy, do I just did it to him one day and he changed completely. I stayed upstairs. They don't know women. We have staying power. I just said I wasn't going to eat all day. It was just the two of us at home. He had come up to say, Mommy, won't you cook? I said, Rolla, cook. Me too, I'm hungry.
You know, I feel gone are the days when men actually depended on women to cook for them. You have some of them being chefs, doing so well, especially on social media. So many male chefs.
Who doesn't?
They do.
So
they do some.
That's a job. When
who
they
doesn't
get
like,
home,
to be honest, who doesn't like being pampered?
Nobody like being pampered.
Everybody likes, if you hear me come to you and tell you guys that I cook a lot, sometimes I lose taste for my own food.
Yeah.
So when you bring food, I like to eat other. Yeah. Who doesn't like to be pampered? It's
Wait, whose food have we not eaten on this day?
Lolo.
My food.
What did you bring?
Rice.
I've not eaten your food,
I
Lolo.
brought some kind of
Yes,
food
you brought
before.
rice.
I've told you before
Rice
to do a
or
I've not eaten yours. I've not eaten
Don't worry, I will cook. I'll make a goosey pepper soup and I will bring for everyone.
Are you not thinking about brownies right now?
No, forget that. That's not food.
But I'll make a goosey pepper soup and bring with chicken.
The truth is, International Women's Day, I'm glad it's a wave that is sweeping across more than. This year, I think it swept more. It's taking effect, and I like the fact that men are recognizing, you know, there's International Women's Day. There's a day set aside for appreciating women. Whether you're a mother or not, you're a woman. That's all it takes. The kids sent me, each of them individually sent me an amazing International Women's Day message. You know how you don't want to enter emotions, so I just say, yeah. I mean, and you too, you know, when they say something, but it was touching because they didn't take it off of Google. They didn't, you know how each of them wrote something and what they said. So what they said, I said to myself, wow, especially my son. I said, baby, if you're going to go like this sweet mouth will land you into. You understand? So I like the fact that women are being celebrated. It doesn't have to do with just being mothers. Yeah. When you say, I'm not a mother yet, just being a woman is enough.
Let's hold this.
They didn't.
Hassan.
Let's hold this conversation, ladies. We'll come back to it in just a moment, but we are going to Abuja, Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, where there is breaking news coming in, and the breaking news concerns a fire that has broken out at the Federal Secretariat complex in Abuja this Monday morning after sections of the office of the head of service the building caught fire. So we're going to our correspondent in Abuja right now, Charles Pius, who's going to give us the details of what's going on. Charles, good morning to you. All right, I think we'll come back to Charles hopefully in the next moment or two as we get that sorted. But they said that the fire scene was noticed at 8:20 a.m. this morning when smoke began billowing from a part of the structure, drawing attention from workers who are arriving for the day's activities. So we don't know the full details as of yet as to when it may have started, the sections affected as well. And hopefully when we have a conversation with Charles, we'll also be able to hear that the fire has been put out. But you wanted to call out your brother?
Yes. Ibrahim Usman Bala Hassan. You guys,
you are doing same.
I'm warning them.
Yes. Wow.
Because I've been such a sweet sister to all of you. I'm like the best, I know it. But you guys did not wish me Happy International Women's Day yesterday. But I forgive you, it's fine.
Yeah. What did you say?
Do you expect presents on this day?
No, I don't think so. Just, you know, a word or two, acknowledgement. Yeah. Make more sense.
It really did.
I appreciate all that you've done for us. I appreciate who you are. I'm proud to call you my sister. Happy International Women's Day.
Now, Mure, why did you do a flyer for me after I harassed him that? So it's International Women's Day. You did do a flyer for your mommy. They say, mommy, are you paying?
Because we've allowed him to come and do internship.
Oh, no. And I said,
his shoulders are doing like
and I said, don't worry. He now did 3 flyers.
Did you pay?
Of course not. No. I'm not going to pay a dime.
No, Dashin is right. I think it's the acknowledgement of it.
I didn't even get anything at home. Nobody wished me Happy International Day, even though I said it 500 times.
You're not vexing like Dashin. You said you are vexing like Dashin.
Yeah, and I said it at home yesterday. You just walk past. I said, today is International Women's Day. He said, whatever.
All right, let's go back. I do believe we have Charles Pius now standing by at the Federal Secretariat in Abuja. Charles, good morning.
Good morning, Tolu. Good morning.
Fantastic. There we go. Good morning, Charles.
Tolu, can you hear me? Just in case you can hear me, can you just say something so that I could give you a little bit of an update of what's going on here?
All right, Charles, there's a bit of delay, so just hold on for me.
Okay, so just to give you an overview of what has happened here, just in the last 4 hours, residents who passed this area saw the fire right on this building, and the building is actually a head of service building at the central area. I mean, it's just 1 kilometer to the Federal Secretariat, and it's of the head of service department, that's where this fire actually started from. So far, we've seen all sorts of people, the NEMA officials. We've also seen the fire service also come in here to put out the fire. The fire apparently was caused by a faulty air conditioning. Apparently, because of the fact that this particular fire or the AC was not put out earlier, or wasn't put out earlier on Friday. So maybe, just maybe, that's where the fire came out from. But the full report is not yet out, but we're hearing on the ground that that may have triggered the fire in the building. So we have someone here from NEMA who would give us an update on really what happened. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you, sorry. Good
Can
morning.
you just tell us an update of what happened here this morning?
Yeah, as you can see, there's a fire outbreak involving this building, head of service building. My office was alerted about 35 minutes ago on this particular fire incident, and we in NEMA, by our mandate, we are expected to coordinate all the other stakeholders that have role to play in fire disaster management and also mobilize critical resources that we need to suppress this fire. So as quickly as possible, we activated all the relevant stakeholders, the Federal Fire Service, the FCT Fire Service, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, including the police, so that they can be on ground to provide all the necessary support with zeal and a singular goal of suppressing the fire and attending to any eventual casualties.
Okay, so preliminary, we hear that the fire was most likely from a faulty air conditioning. Maybe one of the staff did not put out the AC just before they left on Friday. Is there an update regarding that?
No, in terms of the cause of fire, the security agents among us, the police, the security and civil defense, they're already, they're already conducting investigation to know the actual cause of the fire. But our responsibility is to ensure that if there are people who are injured, if there are casualties, they are evacuated to the hospital as quickly as possible. And if additional resources are needed for us to be able to suppress this fire as quickly as possible, that is what we do. But the role of investigation, the security agents are on top of the game.
Okay, so can you give us a little bit of advice, especially if, for instance, there was an issue regarding the technical faults, in the AC? Do you feel that there's a responsibility of the members of staff, regarding what had happened today?
Yeah, actually, fire disaster management is everybody's responsibility. You have role to play, I have role to play. Everybody in the office, in the homes, in the street, they all have role to play. And that's why we have this ongoing, it's a continuous program, fire sensitization to educate the public on what you need to do, number one, to prevent fire outbreak. Number two, if peradventure there's a fire outbreak, what is expected of you. Like in an office situation like this, it's expected that all the workers, as quickly as possible, as you are closing from work for the day, you switch off all the electrical appliances. Offices like this should have smoke detectors, they should have a fire extinguisher, so that even if help will come from outside, from stakeholders like us, they should have that minimal capacity to be able to respond, to see how they can also provide necessary to suppress the fire before we come on board.
So how early do you think people can start using the building?
That one is left for the authority of this building to decide. Ours is to ensure that the fire is suppressed, and as you can see, the fire has been suppressed. What we are doing right now is to damp the building, the parts that were affected by this fire. We are damping them so that the temperature can be brought down, and we'll be sure that there won't be any other case of fire outbreak.
Thank you so much. Tolu, you just heard from the head of NEMA operations here in Abuja. They are all here trying to make sure that everyone is safe. So far, there's no casualty, but thank God there isn't any casualty. But so far, we've seen several law enforcement agencies basically trying to make sure that the traffic is also okay and everybody is fine. But so far, really, we basically haven't seen anything that looks like it's dangerous.
Charles, if you can hear me now, can you confirm that the fire has been put out? All right, so I think there might be some audio issues that are making it difficult for correspondent Charles Pius to hear us, but he's in front of the Federal Secretariat in Abuja, where reports of a fire outbreak came in early this morning at about 8:20. Just once again to remind you of what we just broke as happening now. A section of the office of the head of service of the Federation building in Abuja has been impacted by fire. Eyewitnesses say the fire was first noticed around 8:20 a.m. this morning with thick smoke billowing from the affected part of the structure. The incident reportedly occurred in Section C of the building within the head of service complex. Staff members were seen evacuating the area as emergency responders were alerted to contain the situation. And the media department of the office of the head of service of the Federation confirmed the incident, saying that it was contained to just Section C and emergency officials were on the ground working to bring the situation under control. As you saw, we also spoke to a NEMA official on the ground who said that it may be due to an AC, an air conditioning units. But of course, that is just preliminary, and we hope to have more details as to what caused this fire. All right, some happening now news coming to you from Abuja. We're going to take a quick time out now. When we come back, progress has been made. We can celebrate, but there is still a very long road ahead for women and girls around the world. Stay with us.
Welcome again if you're just joining us. This is Jasiri on News Central TV. As we close today's International Women's Day edition on Jasiri, it's worth taking a moment to reflect, not just on the remarkable achievements of women, because indeed, women have achieved a lot, and we've talked about, a lot of them on this table today, but on the battles that are still being fought every day across the world. There's so much battles women are facing all across the world, because around 133 million girls are still out of school, denied education that should be their birthright. You can see the statistics there boldly. Millions, more live under restrictions over their own bodies, from restrictive abortion laws to the devastating reality of female genital mutilation. Every day, 712 women die from pregnancy or childbirth complications. And in some countries, the risks are even higher for women of color.
So physical safety is far from guaranteed. Every single day, 137 women and girls are killed by partners or family members in regions torn by conflicts, from the Democratic Republic of Congo to Sudan to Tigray. Sexual violence is wielded as a weapon of war, and girls and women are left to bear the scars. The fight extends to marriage, family, and economic opportunity. 12 million girls, 1 in 5, are married before they even turn 18, while 32 million live in countries where child marriage is common. So, globally, women earn around 17% less than men, and too many lack basic workplace protections like maternity leave or safety from harassment. Even online, millions of women face abuse, with only a fraction of countries criminalizing cyber sexual harassment.
Now, these numbers are more than statistics. They are a reminder of the work that still lies ahead. Equally, equality cannot be measured by celebrations or speeches alone. It is measured by access to education, safety, healthcare, opportunity, and respect for every woman and every girl. Now, so today, as we honor the incredible women who have broken barriers and inspired generations, let us also commit to change. Let us challenge the systems that hold women back, speak up for those who are silenced, and ensure that the next generation of girls can dream freely, learn boldly, and live safely. Because a world that uplifts women and girls is a world that uplifts all of us. And the time to act is now.
So let's talk about the way ahead.
I don't
The
know.
statistics?
The statistics
The
are
statistics.
Staggering.
I know we had put something, information in our group where we were looking at countries that have these laws against women.
Yeah.
Sudan is one of them.
Oh.
It is.
You hear things like, oh, your husband owns you, and if not, there's a kind of law that supports that. And so I know that we've sat down on this table, we've been happy about how the breeze of Women's Days is blowing around the world. At the same time, let me say what Tulu says, the statistics do not lie.
They do.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Right.
I read something, last week, and it says that in some certain areas, I'm not sure of the country, that a man can actually kidnap a child, a female child, do whatever he wants to do with her, and then instead of, you can't even take him to court, and he's still allowed to
marry her.
Marry.
As supposed restitution.
Yes.
Restitution.
Yeah.
I did see a very disturbing video this morning. A very young girl, if I could put the age of that girl, maybe about 13, she was seen in the market with her husband.
And she was pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah.
The man was gray. I mean, gray. Grandfather,
it was a
grandpa gray.
video from the Middle East. Yeah.
She was like a Middle Eastern girl, and I'm wondering
And
that.
you see, those are
Those are the things that really still make me feel sad.
Yeah.
The countries that women have no rights at all. I don't know whether it's Afghanistan or somewhere where they've taken the rights of women
they've taken
completely away. Their voice, in fact, they're like chattels. that just exists for the pleasure of men.
When you think it's
Those are the
everywhere.
stereotypes that we have to keep pushing back against. And this thing of about 130 million girls are still out of school. Some families are still prioritizing boy children, education, over girls. Even after the giant strides
Even
that
learned
women
men.
have made.
Yeah.
They should be
Learned
taking,
men.
yes.
She talks about learned men. Just one of the times when we're actually off air, I was telling her about a comment that I saw. A man said that, you know, even if he doesn't have a job, if he gets a job and the woman is heading the company, he would rather die than work under
He should go and starve. I beg.
Yeah, so there's so many men like that who actually seem to think that women should be owned. Women are property.
You know, when women talk about the patriarchy, it boggles my mind how so many men don't understand that that thing is also doing them in. Yeah. It also affects them. It's also making them feel less than men. No. It's not sold only to us, but it's sold to men as well. Catherine mentioned countries across places where laws exist that are still against women. And I really need us to bust your brains, because in 2026, these are the things that African women continue to face. In Sudan, there's a law called the Muslim Personal Act of 1991. Yeah. Section 90 says a husband has the right to be obeyed by his wife. Yep. If she refuses, Section 92 says she loses her right to financial support just like that. And she can't even get married without a male guardian signing off. That's just Sudan. In 8 African countries, marital rape is not a crime. Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, I beg your pardon, Ethiopia, Seychelles, Equatorial Guinea, and South Sudan. South Sudan's law actually spells it out. Non-consensual sex within marriage does not count as rape. In Tanzania and Eritrea, it's only illegal if you're separated. In Tanzania, a foreign woman can become a citizen by marrying a Tanzanian man, but a Tanzanian woman cannot give citizenship to her foreign husband or even sometimes her own children. Your nationality, your family, but definitely not your rights.
It happens
in 2026. In 2026, 6 African countries still have laws that allow children to be married off. Cameroon, Nigeria, Senegal, South Sudan, Sudan, and Tanzania. Some allow exceptions with parental consent or judicial approval, but a child cannot consent. And how do some people get around it? Through tradition and marriage and religion. They kidnap the children and then they say they'll marry them as a way to get around it. Let me give you just a few more. Only men can have multiple partners. We're still having this polygamy and polyandry debate, but polygamy is legal in multiple African countries. And of course, we know it's not just about culture. And in Equatorial Guinea, they have part of their penal code that says rape should be punished with minor confinement. In Gabon, it's worse. If a man abducts a minor then marries her, he can only be prosecuted after the marriage ends. You can pay off rape. In 10 African countries, rape cases can be settled out of court. Benin, Cameroon, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, South Sudan. Families negotiate. Can we hear that?
Let me just add 2 more. Let me just add 2 more.
In 2026.
Tolu, let me just add 2 more. Let's not forget the fact that, you know, in sub-Saharan Africa alone, you know, it still accounts for 70% of maternal deaths. In sub-Saharan Africa alone. And then in West and Central Africa, girls now make up nearly half of all identified trafficking survivors.
Honestly, when you think of the lot of women in Africa, sometimes it just feels so dire. And you're like, okay, we're being liberated in some parts of Africa. But even in Nigeria, that we're supposed to be like, what did they even used to call us? The giant of Africa. The superpower of the continent. The superpower of the continent. We're still lagging behind in so many things that we should have, you know, gone past. We should be the focus of the world when it comes to change, when it comes to improvement, when it comes to enlightenment.
And we see the data that shows that more women in governance means better health outcomes, better education outcomes, better outcomes overall for a country.
Like this, but when they are making laws and women are not even there, how can they make laws that can impact us when they don't even understand?
To be there for the basic, that's why I say they won't allow. Even if you win, we all know how these things work in Africa. It's not only akin to Nigeria. But let's take a look at what will happen, the consequence of that. People will not be allowed to steal freely, and move money freely and apportion and allocate money to things that have no head. Because women, you know, women will always ask questions and ask for accountability. And like Dashin said, woe betide us if you're surrounded by men who cannot take direction from women who say, I would rather resign. What are we talking about?
It doesn't even matter. Women have shown that we have the competence, we have the acumen, we have the capability to be able. In fact, women work twice as hard to stay in the positions that they are than some men have to work. Women have proved to everyone that if it's intellectually, we can stand side by side any man. Many people used to think that, oh, tech was for men. I'm like, for where?
Yeah, it's 17%.
There are women in tech everywhere now and that are doing excellently well.
Lolo, 17% of us earn less than the men. And the men are always saying that the women are taking over their jobs.
It was such a big, even in Hollywood, that a lot of us respect, as in, they're supposed to be the most enlightened when it comes to filmmaking. I know women who have fought and they have actually excommunicated them from filming because they want to demand, they're demanding equal pay.
And the UN says it's going to take over 100 and something plus years for to close the pay gap. To close the pay gap.
So that means we have a long road.
I'm all for the celebrations. I'm all for the parties and the dressing up, which I've done one and I have another coming up. I'm all for that. But I think that as we have these IWDs every year, we always need to remind ourselves that there's still so much work to be done. There's still so much work left to be done. And I don't know, and the work is not just with women. The work also has to be with the men as well. Nobody is coming to replace you. We're here to be equal partners. We're here to complement. Because no world can exist with only brute force. And the times of brute force and physical strength are ending. We're getting into the era of soft skills. We're getting into the era where the mind is going to matter more. The mind is going to be what is behind the machine that is powering the brute force. It's not just about physicality anymore. And I think that there's a space for that conversation to be had. And I also always remember this quote: may we have the confidence of mediocre white men. There's a research that shows you that before a woman will apply for a job, she feels that she has to have 100% of every single thing on the checklist. Guess what?
Meanwhile,
men will have 50 to 60%.
And they'll still have
and they will apply, and they will believe
that
that job should be for them.
We need
to have the confidence of mediocre white men.
So it's conversations like this that we're going to be most likely bringing to the table. Conversations like this, because this goes beyond.
I saw my girl today on her phone, you know, writing message, you know, controlling teams. I like that. So when Catherine is trying to make money.
I'm going, we must all make
controlling. No, but I love it when women are in leadership. It's so purposeful.
Let me wrap the show, Lolo. I have some fights to go and fight. And this brings us to the end of today's International Women's Day edition of Jasiri. We had a special package for you, and we may just have to take it later on in the week, but because of the live news, we couldn't get to that. So we've... I don't know why my team is rushing. We've celebrated the incredible achievements of women, highlighted those breaking barriers, and listened to the voices of everyday Nigerians on the women who inspired them. But as we reflect on these stories, let's not forget the challenges that remain. Girls out of school, women denied their bodily autonomy, and those facing violence or economic inequality. These are reminders that the work is far from over. So as we honor the trailblazers and the change makers of today, let us commit to building a world where every girl can learn freely, every woman can walk safely, and every voice is valued. Because a future that empowers women and girls is a future that lifts us all. And from all of us here at Jasiri, thank you for joining us. Keep celebrating, keep pushing for change, and keep inspiring.
Happy International Women's Day!